Hello everyone, in this video I am going to share where I joined my coaching classes for my CPT exam, IPCC and CA finals examination. Since most of you were asking me that where I joined my coaching classes, here I am preparing a detailed video on the same. Also I'll be stating whether it is necessary to join classes for CPT, IPCC and CA finals. Towards the end of the video there's a surprise for you, so it's just a glimpse of my CA coaching journey where I sung a song for GST class and I'll just be sharing that also. But before we begin, I'd like to thank Unacademy for sponsoring this video. For CA intermediate students, there is a FM, that is Financial Management subject batch, which has been announced by Unacademy by CA Ravi Sonkhiya sir, who has mentored more than 2 lakh students. So the batch is beginning from 1st of February. So if you are interested, you can enroll for the same by clicking on the link given in the description box, and you can use my code, that is CA Kushal, to get a 10% discount. So it is at a subsidized cost of 3,500 rupees for 1 month subscription, and after a 10% discount, you can just avail it, that is at rupees 3,150. So let's watch this video in order to understand where I joined my coaching classes. So speaking about CPT examination first, I joined CPT classes in the city of Nasik itself, where I belong to, and I joined it through private tutors. So there was no coaching class as such, but I joined it through private tutors itself. But now they don't teach for students and they have just shifted out of Nasik itself. So speaking about IPCC examination, I joined classes in Nasik itself once again, and I had joined from Mindfuck Academy. So that is an academy in Nasik itself, founded by Mayur Sanghvi sir, and I joined almost all the subjects there except for accounting. So accounting I joined at CP Academy, which is in Nasik once again, and the name of the tutor was Bhavna Patil. So these were the classes for my IPCC examination also. Speaking about CA final classes, I joined different classes for different subjects. So let's begin by subject itself. So for FR, I had taken Sarthak Jain's pendrive lecture. For SFM, I joined Mindfuck Academy once again when I was back to Nasik. I had taken classes from Mayur Sanghvi sir. For auditing, I had taken Sarthak Jain's pendrive lecture, and I had also used his drone charts for company audit as well as special audit. So those drone charts were really very helpful in order to memorize effectively. After audit comes law. I had done on law from Munish Bhandari's reference book itself, so that was self. For costing, I had joined AJ Next, that is Anuj Jalota Education Next class in Mumbai. So Anuj Jalota also teaches very nice, and like costing was a subject which I had done from him. After costing comes risk management. I had taken from Sanjay Saraf sir. So there were 20 lectures, if I'm not wrong, of 3 hours each. So in 60 hours, you get to learn the entire risk management subject. So I joined Sanjay Saraf sir's class for risk management. For direct tax, I joined Arish Khan sir's class, and for indirect tax, I had taken Yashwant Mangal sir class. Except FR, audit and risk management, all the other subjects, they were live classes. Only for these 3 subjects, I had taken pendrive classes. For those of you who ask me which classes we should take, either pendrive or live classes. Now my personal suggestion over here is that if you can take live classes, there's nothing like it, because in live classes you would get a chance to interact with the tutor, and that's the best part of live classes. So I joined 5 subjects live classes because I knew that if I get stuck up somewhere, it'll be easier for me to ask doubt straight away rather than just reading it and asking doubt to my friends. So live classes, that's a major advantage. For pendrive classes, the major advantage is that if you are in a big 4 or if you are in a firm where there's a lot of work, so you can watch your classes as per your own wish and as per your own convenience. But the problem there is that, our tendency is such that if it is a pendrive class, our body would state that let's watch this lecture tomorrow, yaar aaj bore ho raha hai, kal dekh lete hai. So our tendency becomes such that since it is a pendrive class and since it's in our control when to watch that class, we just tend to delay it by some amount of time, and that is a thing which I think you all need to avoid. So therefore, if you ask me my personal opinion, I would suggest that taking a live class is more beneficial and it's more important rather than taking a pendrive class, because in pendrive class you're just sitting in front of a laptop, you aren't even interacting with any student around you, and you don't even get a chance to interact with the faculty and ask doubts. So that's the biggest drawback of pendrive class, and I'll strictly recommend all of you to join live classes if it is possible. However, if you don't get time to join live classes, you can take pendrive classes, but at the same time ensure that the faculty which you're referring, he is going to solve your doubt even after you take the classes. So it shouldn't happen that you take the pendrive classes and you are just approaching the faculty, but the faculty is not getting time to reply to your doubts, because there are some faculties who don't reply to your doubts at all, despite the fact that they promise in the lectures itself that they are going to solve all your doubts towards the end. So just ensure that you get all your doubts solved from the faculty, because you've paid a lot of money and it's your responsibility to get all your doubts solved from that faculty itself. So this was about pendrive classes versus online classes. Now comes the point of whether you really need to join classes for CA finals, intermediate and foundation. So for CA finals, I've covered it in a separate video. Should I join classes for my CA finals? You can just click on the I button and you can watch that video. Now for intermediate and foundation, what I genuinely think is that if you really are comfortable in a particular subject, you can definitely do it by yourself. So what you should ideally do, just take any reference book or take the modules, buy the modules, try to read any subject by yourself. If you are comfortable in reading that subject from yourself, then just don't join classes, because in classes the same thing is being taught to you which you're going to learn it from yourself. The thing which is very important over here is that self-study is going to matter a lot rather than the learnings which you're going to learn in the classes. So trust me, the last 3 months or 4-5 months of CA final or intermediate leave, they are going to matter the most rather than the classes thing, because in classes you are just taught something, but at the same time you need to ensure that you have to put in the efforts, and it is you who's going to read that chapter after going to your home or just after going into your study leave period. So it's up to you only whether you really want to join classes or not. So trust me, follow this strategy. Just read the book, read the reference book or the module. If you are comfortable and if you understand whatever is written in the module or reference book, you really don't need to join any classes. You can do it by yourself. If you get stuck up somewhere, you can ask your doubts to your friends, or you can refer any video on YouTube, because nowadays almost any particular topics video is available on YouTube. So this would be my advice. And even for foundation also, I think you can just do it by yourself if you just read the modules. And if you get stuck up somewhere, always like you have an option to join classes after you read through the curriculum. So first read the syllabus, read the curriculum. If you are comfortable with that, you can definitely go for doing it by self-study. But if you aren't comfortable and you think that it is a very complicated topic, then you really need to join classes. Let's take an easy example for IPCC. So for IPCC, I had joined all subjects classes. However, I just think that for law, auditing and ITSM, these 3 subjects, even if I would have it done by myself, I would have scored the same marks, because the thing is that these are theoretical subjects. And here, like, rather than understanding the concept, more important is that you need to recall that concept in your examination. So first understand the concept through yourself, because the faculty is going to read the text and he's just going to explain you whatever is there in the law or audit standards on auditing. So there's nothing incremental which is coming from the faculty. The only thing which will be incremental is the examples which they give, which you can find it on YouTube also. Okay, so for theoretical subjects, I strictly recommend that you should do it by self-study itself. The more you read theoretical subjects, the more you will be able to memorize it effectively, and the more you will be able to recall them in your examination. And for practical subjects, I agree that there are some topics which are complicated. So for those subjects, join classes and get your doubts solved by the faculty. So I think this was all about my CA final, intermediate and foundation coaching, and whether you should join classes for your CA finals, intermediate and CPT examination. So I hope this video was useful for you. So towards the end, as I had promised, so here's just a short glimpse from Yashwant Mangal sir ITT class, where I had sung this particular song and it was dedicated to my entire batch at the last day. So I hope you will enjoy this video also. So thank you so much for watching this video, and here you go. Mega exemption जो जीएसटी में देखा, ये नन्ना सा दिल डर गया, 10 का क्रेडिट आखिर क्यों आया, समझना मुश्किल हो गया। क्लास में मेरे इमरजेंसी एग्जिट है, जिसको है जल्दी वहाँ से जाए, कस्टम्स पे फिदा मैं क्यों हुआ, आता है गुस्सा मुझे अपील्स में, मैं लुट गया जब मुझसे पूछा गया कि प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई है कहाँ, या कबू मंगलबा, रूल 42 का ये मेरा कातिल हो गया। मेगा एग्जेम्पशन जो जीएसटी में देखा, ये नन्ना सा दिल डर गया, 10 का क्रेडिट आखिर क्यों आया, समझना मुश्किल हो गया।